YouTube? It's your boy Scoops Gotcha, and today we are here with another video. As you guys can see the title below, Why Men Are Afraid of Marriage. So I was asked this a couple days ago, and it's a question that seems to get asked around a lot around the world. People, personally, I think most men are afraid of that one thing, commitment. Just the thought of being with the same woman for the rest of their life is kind of scary to some guys. But to be honest, the pressure of being head of household plays a big part in it. When you're head of household, a lot of things come with it as far as money, putting a lot of money into the house, and making sure decisions are being made in the household, and protecting the household, etc., etc. That's where the women play a big part in this, showing him that you guys are on the same team. You got his back. Work as a team. Teamwork make the dream work, baby. Some men nowadays aren't mentally strong enough to be head of household due to their upbringing or the fact that they're just not grown yet. Money plays a big part in this as well. A lot of guys love money, and when you're head of household, a lot of money comes out of the man's pockets. Now, just those things alone is a lot of pressure to some guys. We as men know that every woman's dream is to have a big wedding, medium wedding, small wedding, or hell, no wedding at all. But a lot of men have that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. They think a piece of paper shouldn't determine their love for their lady. Also, if you get married and have kids together, divorce isn't cheap at all. So they have the mentality that if we decide to leave each other, then just do it instead of paying money to make it official. I personally think that ladies, don't pressure your guy. Don't pressure him. I'm not saying wait around and be a girlfriend for 10, 15 years. Although there is some women in America, I've had conversations with women before that have had a boyfriend for 17, 18 years, and they got kids together. Some women also feel like the marriage, having a paper sign, getting married like that, it throws a wrench into things. It messes things up. So I personally think, and some people have, like I said, some people have their own preference as to why they want to get married and why they don't want to get married. I feel like don't try to pressure your man to get married, because to me personally, if a man is going to marry you, he's going to marry you without you even having to tell him that you're going to marry him. To tell him that you want to get married. I can't talk today for some fucking reason. But yeah, if it shouldn't, a man knows if he's going to marry a woman within the first year of them being together. I personally think that it's okay to get engaged. I know some people gonna frown upon this, but this is my opinion. I feel like in order to be with somebody, in order to make a marriage work, I personally think that living together for a year before y'all get married is a good solution. The reason why I say that is because before you get married and you live together, you live with somebody, you learn habits. You learn things that this person does, things that this person doesn't do, and stuff that they don't do well at, as far as cleaning and the way a person eats and the way a person sleeps and the way how they keep their stuff organized and how they clean stuff. You learn that type of stuff by living with the individual. And I feel like a lot of divorces happen because they're not living with each other, and then when they get married and then they live together, they start to see things that, oh damn, this person's a mess. This person don't clean up after themselves. This person snores. This person does this. This person does that. It makes people not want to be with that individual. So I personally think that if you get married, in order for you to get married, I personally think that you guys should live together for at least for a year. At least for a year. And if it doesn't work, then you don't got to get married. You can just end a relationship, or you can call off the engagement. Stuff like that. I like I said, I personally think that don't try to force your man to get married. Don't force him. When I say don't force him, like, don't constantly, hey, so I want to get married and this and this. Well, so and so is getting married and this is why we not getting married and blah blah blah. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're not doing them a pressure on a man. If a man wants to marry you, he will marry you. A man knows if he's going to marry a woman within the first year of being together. Period. And if he doesn't, then he don't think about marriage. Forcing somebody to marry, have conversations. I mean, it's okay to have conversations about marriage and stuff like that. It's okay. But if you can't have those conversations, then you probably don't need to be getting married. Trying to force somebody to marry you it's like trying to force somebody to try to change their habits and stuff like that. People are going to change their habits for the right individual, and people are going to change for the right person. Period. Point blank. It's the same thing with marriage. You don't have to sit here and talk to them about marriage. If they want to marry you, they gonna marry you without you having to say something to them. But that's my opinion about it. I feel like most men are afraid of marriage because of commitment, being head of household, the thought of being with the same individual for the rest of their lives is kind of fearful to some guys. Like, and in 9 times out of 10, it doesn't always play a part in it. Other women don't always play a part in it. That's just my opinion. But yeah, man, if they're gonna change, they're gonna change. Now, I'm not saying stick around and be a girlfriend for the rest of your life. Give it a cutoff time. Have that marriage conversation. If he's not willing to have that conversation after multiple years of being together, then you have the right to end the relationship. Period. Point blank. But yeah, man, that's my thought on it. I feel like most men, you gotta live with them. Live with them for a year first, at least. Most men not mentally prepared to be married. Period. Temptation's a mother, and some men aren't mentally prepared to fight that temptation. Simple as that. And the thought of failure is another thing. A lot of men don't like to fail, and sometimes they have the thought that the marriage might not work, so the marriage might not work, and then it'll be a failure. So that's my opinion. Like I said, people judge me on my opinion or whatever it has to be. That's just my opinion. But yeah, man, it's your boy Scoots Gotcha. I will be doing these every now and then. If you got any questions or anything like that, you can DM me on my socials. Scoots Gotcha. Gmail, Instagram, and Twitter. But yeah, man, it's your boy Scoots Gotcha, man. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'm gone.